What is that noise? You hear that ringing?
I do hear it.
Yeah.
They're doing a fire alarm test right now, I believe.
Oh,
Everybody's left. Were we supposed to leave?
that's weird.
No,
I had a
there's
dream
there's
with
people in the building.
Oh, there are?
I had a dream that had a fire last night in it.
That's
weird.
not good.
All right.
That's
Keep
weird.
your head on a swivel, TJ. You see
I mean, guess-
flames coming up under the door.
Get out of here.
The following is a production of Dirty Mo Media. Hey everybody, it's time again for another Dale Jr. download, and I'm Dale Jr. With me is my co-host TJ Majors. How's it going, TJ?
It's going good. Glad to be back for some Christmas cheer, I guess.
I reckon, man. When does this air? This week?
Today.
So we're wearing ugly Christmas sweaters. It's early. It's not
before
even
Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, it feels weird.
But our merch stuff will come on sale on Tuesday.
All right, so let's tell everybody what we got here. Who came up with this?
Evan, maybe?
Hey, the COT. Ugly as I love it. This is mine. I'm going to wear this every day in December.
I don't know what's
Dale's
on
going to
mine.
wear it on Amazon Prime broadcast.
Dude,
everywhere.
I'm wearing the hell out of this. This is my favorite ugly Christmas sweater I've ever had.
It's pretty good. I like the sleeves.
Yeah. I would have done the cuffs different. I don't know what that's all about, the cuffs and this ring. I don't know what that
They
is.
stand out.
It stands out.
Well, it's supposed to be ugly.
It is supposed to. I don't know. I got to
So
keep that in mind.
That's the point of it.
Yeah, I want it to be actually a good-looking shirt, and if it didn't have the rings, I'd be like, "This is actually a great sweater. I'd wear it any day."
It's a great ugly Christmas
Dale's
sweater.
going to get in a hoodie and a T-shirt, every kind.
TJ's got one on. The Dale Jr. download got the beer mug with
Christmas
the,
lights.
Yep, got the headset on.
Yeah.
And you're wearing a Bless Your Heart.
Bless your heart.
Yep, with the chairs. Anyone else? Everybody else good?
Yep.
All right.
So, yeah, tomorrow was when it will go live for people to shop.
Yep. Well, we have Ryan Preece calling in later. He's going to talk to us about the test at Bristol. There was a goal to determine tire setup, maybe learn a little bit more about the tires at Bristol, do a big test there in the cold temperatures, understanding what creates fall off, what creates wear. We're going to talk about that. There was a bump in horsepower to 750. We'll see what he thought about that as well. We saw the car without the diffuser. There's a whole new short track package coming to Bristol, Darlington, Dover, Nashville, Gateway, called the short track package. They ran the intermediate package last year at those racetracks. Now it's going to have its own sort of package. So we'll see what he thinks about all of that. I'm looking forward to hearing it. He's had some comments out there about the test, and there's another test coming up even after this one at Wilkesboro. A little bit newer asphalt, but they're going to go test there as well. Also, Junior Motorsports in the Daytona 500, we're going to go back again. We're basically going to rerun and re-rack the whole thing we did last year. The car will look a little bit different. You'll notice a little different font on the numbers and some different. It's a good-looking race car. I had some influence on the car.
I would hope.
I checked I didn't pick everything, but
Yeah.
listen, if you like it, I'm glad. If you don't like it, tough. Everybody in the building here liked it. So we're looking forward to going to the racetrack and trying to compete again. It'll be nerve-wracking all over, trying to run the lap to qualify in, and then probably having to race your way through the duel.
I don't think, will it be any less nervous, you think, for you?
I'm nervous because we're going to have a new body, right? And what does that mean
Yeah.
typically anytime a manufacturer gets a new body, they don't really go to Daytona and perform better. You're figuring out kind of what makes that body perform at a track like that, and their intention anytime any of the manufacturers, I don't know details, or I just shoot it straight. But every time a manufacturer changes the body, they're trying their best in every way when a new body style is coming in to make their cars more competitive at the tracks that we race the most. And so they're always trying to put a character line in there or fudge this little, the quarter panel or whatever, the nose, in such a way. They're working with the teams to go, hey, man, this is what we need. This would make us better. Well, let's see if we can get it passed through when NASCAR accept it. NASCAR is going to run it through some tests and aero and stuff like that to make sure it's not like this massive advantage comparable to the other manufacturers.
So is it safe to say that?
But their attempt when they change the body style, their hope and attempt is that they will make the car more competitive at all of the tracks that they run the most, like the intermediates and the short tracks. And so it's whatever's good there is bad at Daytona and Talladega, right? Because it's going to have a little more downforce or a little more drag or whatever. So and that's why I think that, Chevrolet, or let's not just pick Chevrolet out. That's why I think some of the manufacturers might go to Daytona and Talladega and say, guys, you're going to kind of be, you're going to be a little handicapped here because this body's going to be great everywhere else we go, but it's going to be tough here, right? It's going to be a struggle here. Whereas the other manufacturers have really, have a lot of success at Daytona and Talladega, whereas, and maybe they're missing a little bit here at some of the other tracks, like the intermediates and the short tracks. So I'm just saying, anytime we have a manufacturer change a body, there's a learning period. There's a year or half a year or 3/4 of a year where they're trying to figure it out. And what's the platform? How does this thing really perform the best? How do we need to have the car set up to really be able to get the most out of this body?
Numbers are different on the whole body compared to what they're used to.
All right.
But so back to the 500 though, why do it again after a storybook way it was last year?
Well, Kelly will tell you that we race. So we get a chance to go race, we race.
I mean, I love the idea. I was just curious what.
We just want to race. The Daytona 500 is the most important race of the season. And I would say that for an open team, like any open team or anybody that wants to enter the race, that probably is the best opportunity financially to do it and not lose money. So, it costs as much. Maybe it costs probably more to go to Daytona for the 500 for sure, but it costs a significant amount of money to run any race, like Talladega or whatever, right? If you want to go run in the middle of the year or run a couple races throughout the year, it's harder to make the financial money work in the other events. This one, we're just presented with opportunity to go do it. We have some partners that want to go help us fund it. And,
So it doesn't touch this at all. It just adds
doesn't touch
to
this.
Yeah.
I mean, we pull resources. There'll be people that you'll see on the team and on the car that'll be recognizable. And our shop gets excited about it. They feel like it's their effort, right? You see Rodney Childers chiming in on social media, and you see just, how our employees get pumped about the idea because it's their car.
Yeah, like when
it's their flagship, right? It's all.
It's a big deal. It's the Daytona 500.
Yeah. But I will say this, more than likely, I don't know for sure 100%, but if I had my way, we would go with exactly the same components and people and personnel as we did last year. So I know Justin's going to drive the car. Last year we had Greg Ives as a crew chief. We had B. Hoover come out of retirement, my old car chief guy. I mean, I would have everything as it was. It was a great, fun group of people. They all wanted to be there. They all cared about it. So that hopefully comes together and
so you would like Greg to do it again if you can?
Oh, yeah. Greg was great.
Yeah.
I trust Greg, and I know he knows what's going on. And
he's been involved a lot still, too. So
yeah.
Last year you got a top 10, but I assume going into it that wasn't your expectations. Do you reset to like?
No. You don't reset. You say, you do.
Yeah, you kind of reset.
Making the race
is still the goal
all the way back. Yeah, you got to rein all the expectations back in. To, man, we just got to get in the show. Let's get in the show. So we're not locked in. Like I said, new body. Don't know how the car will qualify. We thought we were going to do all right last year, and we didn't in qualifying. So, if we can, I'll be, apprehensive about our opportunity in just pure speed on qualifying. So we may have to go back and race our way in again. And
the top 10 gives you that if you're in the show that anything can happen and you can run up there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you just want to get there and roll the car out for Sunday morning and put it on the grid. That's like a proud moment.
It is.
Pushing a car out onto the grid and standing there watching your driver. I mean, it's a proud moment. It's kind of like a driver. You know how the drivers say that, man, it's just awesome to make it to Phoenix. They are going to race for a championship, but getting to Phoenix, being there and being one of the four is a very proud thing. And you feel that race morning of like, here, all right, man, I've made it. Here I am. I'm going to go for this championship. It's only four of us. I'm one of those. That's kind of the way it feels in the morning of the Daytona 500 when you push the car. I know there's only a couple people that miss the race. It ain't like a whole bunch of people go home. But, I mean, it's nerve-wracking as hell. And you've worked all your life, right, to try to find the opportunity to get there. We got to experience that last year. We got more than we ever dreamed of in terms of results and success. Hopefully we can go back. It'll be hard to recreate
that experience.
The experience and the success we had last year. So everybody will have to be,
I mean, it could
realistic.
You could get caught up in a wreck on that 5.
That's just what happens.
Is there less pressure because you made it last year or more pressure because you made it?
Less pressure. Last year was hard in terms of pressure because we really were nervous. I mean, with 2 or 3 laps to go in the duel, we weren't in.
Yeah.
So, we kind of barely got ourselves in, and Justin had to hustle at the end there to get what he needed in track position to do it. That was emotional, and then we run the race and had all kinds of things going on in the race with the car, and Justin survived and got us a great result, which was, we're sitting there wondering if we're going to come down the front straightaway. The checker flag's waving, and we're like, are we in it or what? I mean, are we? Oh, there he is! Hey!
Yeah.
And then you look down at the scoring monitor, and it populates, and he popped into 8th or 9th, and you're like, holy shit, top 10! I mean, you're literally living. That's how it went down.
It's just the unknowns that you're.
Yeah. I mean, the wrecks happen on the back straightaway. You don't have clue whether you're in it or not.
No,
Yeah. Can't see crap. But it's fun. Hopefully we'll just have some fun. We race.
Yeah.
We race. Speaking of we race, so Kevin Harvick was, I don't know if he's talking on his podcast or something a couple weeks ago, but he said that. He goes, we race. He was talking about the sport. That's the tagline that I think they should use. I think remember the Hell Yeah campaign?
Yeah.
Right? Did we talk about this last show?
We talked about the Hell Yeah, I feel like a
long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, you remember there was a campaign, there's some possible rumblings that there was this thing, and Tim Clark shut it down, said it's not real or what, it's not exactly what everybody thought it was. But so there was, we were thinking, when I saw it, we were thinking, man, we're gonna have this is gonna be our next Daytona day. We're gonna have this Hell Yeah campaign, commercials, and all this stuff leading up to the Daytona 500, and a lot of people weren't really that excited about it. Tim Clark said no tagline has been finalized, no spot has been created. Now this was
in September.
Kevin Harvick was on his show, and he was talking about the sport, and he said we race. And I thought, and a lot of other people I saw as well commented, there's your tagline. And Kelly says that. Why do we do what we do? We race. We're racers. We want to race. And so, and it's, I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but that mentality has always been the leading mindset when you look at the books. When you look at the money spent, everybody's always said you want to make a fortune and you want to make a small fortune in racing, start with a large one. And for my entire life, I haven't looked at racing as my entire life. Like when I was a kid, when my dad made money as a driver, but as an owner in the sport, I don't know that you looked at it and went, I'm going to profit here. When he ran his own cars, drove his own Busch cars, those were passion projects. He was going to spend, $80,000 and race for 20, and so that's how it was, and you were lucky back then to be able to find the funding and partnerships and sponsors that could make up for the deficit. Well, that, that has all gone away. Corporate America has withdrawn a little bit of their financial support comparable to years ago. And so it's much harder for the teams to sort of find the way to cover that deficit. But we race. We want to go because we want to race. And we're realistic about, I think we're realistic that the Daytona 500 gives us an opportunity to go race and not lose money, right? We're not going to, if it's cost you $750,000 to go run a Daytona 500, right? If you can find a partner that wants to help you with that, and you can check a few other boxes to be able to compile that money and be able to go do it, you go do it,
Does the top 10 end up in the positive?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you run the top 10, you're gonna have
Profit.
some profit. We race. I like that. Denny Hamlin finally got around to doing his podcast last Friday.
Yep, took a while.
Go listen if you hadn't taken in the last episode of Action is Detrimental. He's going to race next year. Right now, it's the last thing on his mind. He needs a break. These are some comments and thoughts from the show. I guess, how do you feel like he was when he came around to do the show? Was he ready to do the show? Did he want to do the podcast?
I don't think. I mean, you watched it and it's still raw. And he's like, I don't even want to think about racing. He's like, I need a break. And get
doing
away
the podcast, he doesn't give you much of a choice.
And that's where I commend him for doing. I know it waited 2 weeks, but I mean, it's probably the most emotional race he's ever had.
Oh yeah.
And so I don't blame him, but my question is, we talk about at what point in your age does a driver kind of fall off? Does how the season ended for him concern you with him going forward if he's going to have that drive to continue being great?
Denny has bucked the trend up to this point. Denny is an anomaly in terms of what you traditionally see in drivers.
Competitiveness.
He's competitive. He's focused. He's still just as talented as ever. Sharp. When you're behind the wheel, it's 130, 40 degrees in the car. You're 200 laps in, and you got to be able to make the right decision and right move in the right moment. You got to be quick and precise. He's still got it. In the toughest of moments behind the wheel of a race car, Denny is as good or better than anybody. We all know that this time of year is perfect for good food, good friends, and great moments. Whether you're tailgating at the game or gathering around the table for the holidays, no matter the occasion, there's one kitchen staple that always delivers. That's Hellmann's mayonnaise. For over 100 years, Hellmann's has been the go-to for that creamy, velvety texture and rich, balanced flavor, all made with really high-quality ingredients. It's what makes your buffalo chicken dip the hit of the tailgate party. It keeps your holiday turkey tender and juicy and takes leftover sandwiches to the next level the next day. So whether you're setting up the grill in the parking lot or carving the roast at home, make sure Hellmann's is part of the lineup. Find game day and holiday recipes at hellmanns.com and taste the difference that real quality ingredients can make. All right, so we got Ryan Preece here for the Dale Jr. Download. Ryan, thanks for giving us a few minutes today. How you doing?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Well, I'm all right. Where are you at?
I'm at my race shop. Getting ready for the Derby, so...
Is the race shop is it on your home property or is it somewhere else?
No, yeah, it's right. I can walk,
Right to the house.
Right to the house.
Huh.
So what all we got in there, Ryan? We got what car we got behind you?
I have a super late model. It's a Fury car. And then I have a TQ midget that my wife's been trying to get me to sell for the past 6 months. But
So you running it this year or whenever it starts?
the super I am, but the TQ it will not be.
Isn't it 49 days till that season starts, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't been doing any countdowns here, TJ.
What's the super going to do?
She's going to run the Snowball Derby.
Who helps you with that?
a lot of it's been kind of on me, but I do have a couple friends, my engineer from the Cup car and my engine tuner. He's come over a couple times. So between them and a couple other friends here and there, it's been nice when I can get an extra hand.
Man, that's cool. Well, look, we wanted you to come on the show because you did this test at Bristol. There's a ton of anticipation around next year, and NASCAR's willingness and openness to do some testing. There's a Wilkesboro test coming up. They've added a little horsepower. A lot of the drivers, were kind of apprehensive or tampering down expectations on the horsepower, but it is a bump. You got to go to Bristol and run quite a few laps. We saw the cars drive off pit road without a diffuser on the back. So what all did we test? What all did we like? How did you walk away from it feeling about next year?
Yeah, so we tested between all of it. It was the new package. It was taking the diffuser off. It was a bump in, horsepower, like you said, 750, and then various different tire options. As you've seen at Bristol, we've kind of had both sides. We've had races where tires haven't really worn entirely, and then we've had races where it's kind of tire survival. So for us initially, I'll be honest with you, 750 horsepower, that little bump, you're not going to feel it initially on stickers. So I think it's really going to take the combination of going softer on tires with the bump in horsepower. Everything we did is going to help for sure. And I think what we're all asking for, as well as the fans, is to see, not get stuck when you get behind a guy where the aero side of things just outweighs, the grip that you have in your race car. And, at Bristol, that place is really tough. It's really tough because it's super fast, and it really just depends on what we end up bringing. So what I did learn is I probably didn't go long enough into the run to feel the horsepower kind of to where I had to really manage it, so to speak. I did learn that we could cord left side tires at Bristol. That did happen, even with only 3 cars and with it being 55 degrees. We did have different ones where we could cord right fronts. We could make them last. So ultimately, I think it was just Goodyear gathered a lot of data. We gathered data for NASCAR on the package side, and whatever we go back with is going to be what's going to be putting on the best show for the fan.
What does the car feel like when you drive it without the diffuser?
I don't notice any difference.
Really?
Yeah, really. I think, if you look at a wind tunnel data and they'll tell you how many pounds of downforce you have less, I don't feel that. What I can tell you is I went 14.7 seconds around Bristol Motor Speedway, which is hauling the mail, in my opinion. And depending on the tire that we had, I can go 1470s to 15.0s for a 30-lap run, where there was also some other tires where I'd be only able to go a 1550 and drop off to a 1620. And, a lot of it is just combination. And I think actually you and I have had this conversation because initially when this car came out, a lot of drivers were saying that there's too much tire. It's too big of a tire. Well, I've driven wide tires all my life. And what I thought, in my opinion is the tires were very durable and we needed to soften them up and have them go through a transition. And, as this year progressed, I think everybody saw, Martinsville, I'll use that as an example. There was massive fall off and guys were struggling. So I think there's definitely a balance. We don't want to be blowing tires like crazy, which a lot of that is on cambers, air pressures, and things of that nature, trying to get the most performance out of the tire. So there's a delicate balance, but I think as we go down this path, it's be really good racing.
Yeah, I kind of think you're right on that. I was surprised that me and you did have a conversation a while back, and you were telling me, man, the tire width isn't as big a deal as you think. I've run modifieds, and the modifieds have produced some really amazing racing, and I was really surprised that Goodyear has been able to make the gains they've made. They ought to be celebrated for going, being as aggressive as they can, because it doesn't really do them any good to create a tire that falls apart or falls off or wears out or cords. It doesn't do them any good in the marketplace as much, to make a tire that's not that great, right? You want to, they want to sell tires on the street that are going to last thousands of miles. So building a tire in racing that's not great and going to fall apart after 50 or 80 laps is not really in their best interest, but it's what we need. And I'm glad they've recognized that. And they've achieved more than I thought that was possible with this particular tire, the size of the tire and the contact patch. I got to ask you one more question about the diffuser. When you get behind somebody, right, and that's when we're finding the most, that's where I see personally watching these races, the most frustrating moment is when a guy can be much faster and drive up behind somebody and just totally lose the car. What do you believe is in your mind the best combination or the changes we could make to improve that as much as possible with what we have?
Well, my opinion might be different from many drivers or many people that even work on these race cars, but I drive them, right? So, and I've formulated this opinion based off all the different types of race cars I've raced. And one thing I would say is when I got so I tested a USAC sprint car, an asphalt sprint car at Stafford. And when I throttled up in that car, which had 900 horsepower, but it was probably 1,800 pounds, I've never felt something like that. And it made you have to tip really easy to the point that on stickers, if I throttled up as hard as I would in my modified, I would have tire shake and you'd just be absolutely killing the tires. So to me, over time, and as we continue to go down this path, I'd like to see an increase in horsepower. But this is just generally my opinion because all we do, and like I said, it's my opinion, is when we take the rear diffuser off, you're just lowering the car, you're lowering the nose. I don't know all the things that are happening,
yep.
But you're still going to fight the same problem. It's no different than when you watch a World of Outlaw sprint car. They are really cool to watch, but you see the leader as soon as he catches the back of the pack. If the guy in front of him is running his lane, he's in trouble. And the only way he can get around them is by searching around, finding cleaner air or moisture, and that's how they pass. The difference that we have with what we've had in the past of a really durable tire is we can't make grip going other places because typically the top groove becomes the dominant lane, and when somebody's running that lane, you can't make enough grip in the bottom lane to get around him. So as we've gone down this path of softening the tire, it allows you to have options when you catch, somebody in the pack. But that's just my opinion. So I'd like to keep, there will be a point of where we can't probably go any softer because we'll, to your point, we're going to damage the tires. We're going to blow them apart and that's going to be on us, but we're trying to get the performance that we can. So what's another avenue that we can keep beating down? And that's the horsepower side. But like I said, I don't know all the details. I'm just a race car driver, and I want to drive a race car that's gonna make me say, "Wow, that's a lot of horsepower."
Well, I think your opinion is critical, super valuable. Appreciate you being willing to share that opinion. And I feel like that the more I don't have all the answers either, but I love the conversation. And I think the more we have conversations, hell, I learn, about some of maybe the opinions that I have aren't entirely true or 100%. So having these kind of conversations, I think moves everything forward a little bit at a time. So this off season, you will obviously have the holidays, you have responsibilities with all of that and your family. You've got the race cars behind you. I kind of want to, I guess you're going to run the snowball. What other events do you think you'll get yourself into before you have to go back to Daytona in February?
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I'm probably going to run speed weeks with my modified a couple times just because I feel like that's a great way to get your, the racing mindset of attack get going. But outside of that, I mean, that's all I planned on short track racing. And, once we're done with Pensacola and Five Flags, it's trying to decompress. It's trying to relax because, as a racer that, I've been nonstop racing, always thinking about racing for so many years. And for me, it's hard to shut that switch off because it's been turned on for however many years. And, but for me, it'll be visiting family and going up to Connecticut and seeing everybody in New England, but also spending time, home. My daughter's 2. My son is, he's going to be 2 months when Christmas comes. So really, it's going to be enjoying the different side of life and trying to, create great memories with my family.
Awesome, man. Well, I think that's a great decision. Thanks for giving us some time today. Are you gonna kind of keep your ear to the ground around this test at North Wilkesboro that's coming up?
Yeah, Dale, and to be honest with you, I'm a huge short track guy. So there was even conversations I was having with some of the Goodyear guys, with some of the tires that we did run at Bristol that I felt, hey, I'd love to see this at North Wilkesboro, and even in probably the colder conditions, I'm interested to see what it does. So ultimately, what I learned from the test is everybody between NASCAR, Goodyear, we all want to put the best product on, and we're working towards that. And so yeah, I mean, I'm excited about 2026 and in the direction that we're going. And as a race car driver, everybody's open ears, so that's great.
Awesome, man. Thanks a lot. We'll see you, Ryan. Have a good holidays, bud.
Thank you.
Yep. See you, man.
All right, so great conversation with Ryan there, and as I expected, I guess the 750 bump in horsepower is really not going to be a big deal, but he did leave the door open to that, creating some challenges when driving the car deep into the tire run. You might starting to see some more, the drivers had to pedal the gas a little bit more at some of the racetracks when you get to a certain point on the tires, but he couldn't really tell the difference. And that's fine. That's what we heard from Larson and a bunch of other people would be like, hey man, it's not going to be a huge thing. I imagine Goodyear learned quite a bit with the tire while they were testing there. They've seen all kinds of things happen at Bristol with the tire, and to go there and actually do a test. And like he said, they could cord this tire, that tire. It was like they found a way to figure out why it was doing what it was doing and how they could change something and get what they expect in terms of wear, which is a good thing, I believe. And so we'll just have to see. I'm just surprised when he talks about the diffuser that it's not a bigger deal. I was anticipating him saying, "Oh yeah, take the diffuser off." And something's it. Yeah, you would think, like when we watch them go down in the corner behind each other and wash up the racetrack, my mind says, well, it shut the air off to the diffuser, so that's where a car relies on a ton of downforce. And when that's gone, the guy chases it up the racetrack. But I don't know, maybe it's not as strong as I'm thinking it is, because when he's like, hey, I take it off, I can't tell, I can't feel it. But
guess we won't know until they're in a group, where
I need him to drive down in the corner right on somebody's ass with the diffuser off of it,
yeah,
and the diffuser on it, and then tell me.
Yeah,
what's
back to back.
What's the difference between those two things? But that's a great conversation. Anticipating another tire test or a test, NASCAR test, short track test, package test at Wilkesboro coming up soon. And between those two, NASCAR and everybody's making all the best effort they can to try to put together what we can expect would be a good package for the short tracks. And this will bleed over maybe into the road courses, whatever they learn here. Still feel like the road courses and short track to me are together in the fact that we need to get better.
And I don't even think a 3-car test isn't really going to tell you a lot until they go down the corner.
I'm glad they did it. Mm-hmm. It's not wasted time. They learned. Goodyear learned. It sounds like Goodyear learned a lot.
They're trying.
Yeah, they're trying.
We've made a lot of gains this last season.
But, I mean, we've tested before. Let's be apprehensive. We tested a ton. Let's be apprehensive. They're doing the work. Let's let them go through Wilkesboro, do what they can do there, and learn what they can learn there. And then we'll have to get on into the season to see what fruit's going to bear from all that effort. So the NASCAR season is over with. You wanted to sit down, Travis, and talk about who overperformed, who underperformed.
Yeah, I had some questions for you guys.
I made a little list.
You did?
Yeah, I got a list.
Go for it.
My overperformers are John Hunter Nemechek. I thought he had a pretty successful year. I thought Austin Dillon quietly had a good year.
John Hunter was an overperformer?
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
from the season before he overperformed
I
where
understand. Yep.
I thought Austin Dillon had a pretty good year,
Mm-hmm.
considering the 19. I thought 38, 60, and 97 all overperformed. I mean, SVG. He is probably on par, but
You can't say on par, TJ. Early in the year, he's not going to win by 13 seconds.
I'm not looking at his road course stuff. I'm looking at his oval stuff
Okay.
at the end of the year there. I thought he started getting it and started figuring it out. So I feel like he overperformed where people thought he might have been.
Chase Elliott. I know Chase didn't really net out where he wanted to, but 19 top 10s. Dude was super consistent all year long. A couple wins, 3 DNFs. Chase Elliott is a champion, and before Larson, he was the guy at Hendrick, and I'm still holding out, hope that he regains sort of the, he gets himself back to the top. And they got some work done in that regard this year. I saw some consistency and performance in that team that I think that they've been looking for.
I think this format change could
man.
really help that team.
Yeah. Chase Elliott is now, if you go into a 10-race format, no matter whether it's 3-3-4 or just straight 10, it's all the same to me. I think that, Chase is definitely a guy that you could look at as somebody who could put together the 10 races needed to be right in the mix going into Homestead. Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, he's on.
Now Chase Briscoe, and it's not, we're not just being big Chase guys here. Chase just happens to be a good name for a race car driver, I guess.
Brisky.
So right around the 600, everything started to click for them, and they've been a completely different team ever since. So I'd put Chase Briscoe not only did a really good job positioning himself in the playoffs, but when the playoffs started, they continued to run. A lot of people wondered what they would do in the playoffs and how strong they would be. And, it just seemed like that once they got into the playoffs, they continued that performance. So I'd say Chase Briscoe. Both the Chases did really solid.
I know you want to do overperform, but underperformed for me, I think it's got to be Reddick in the 45 team.
2311 as a whole, I mean, Bubba
had a pretty good.
Bubba did step up.
Yeah.
But I think 2311 as a whole, they're looking at themselves, and I would too. They look at each year like, man, we want to make a chunk, a big gain. Let's make a gain year over year. And it just, to your point, it just didn't happen for Reddick. And I don't know what that's all about.
I mean, he won the regular season last year and went to the Champ 4, and then it just
My biggest thing there is 0 wins for Tyler Reddick.
Do you think it's because of last year that we had such high expectations for him?
No, because I think he didn't win a race this year.
No, he
so
didn't.
It's like,
yeah. But I mean, did he win? How many did he win last year?
He probably overperformed the year before, but so maybe that helps a little. But the fact that you couldn't even get one win, like he just never could put together a complete race.
Bubba overperformed this year for me.
Me too, a little bit, yeah.
You think about, they had a bad race at New Hampshire, and then he almost won, and then he got into him like he was really close to making the Champ 4.
He was. Bubba got married and growing family.
Yep.
All of those things have seemed to, and I know there's more to it, because I mean I'm not getting this from I don't have any information. But when you watch Bubba, you just see this guy. You see him being able to handle the mental side of it so much better. And I think he'd admit that was something that he struggled with for a long time. And yeah, 14 top 10s. Dude had a solid year.
Josh Berry with a solid year.
Yeah, Josh did all right. I was,
the win's pretty big.
Dude, I know. Josh did great, but I mean, they were either amazing
or on the hook.
Yeah, they were either. Josh was like, I feel like that Josh was like, top 12 car, top 15 car, every week. But just weird things would happen, or, they just make a mistake.
9 DNFs.
Yeah, 9 DNFs. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that
That's a
part's the
lot.
part he's got to clean up.
Like you think
Yeah.
about where he's at, if he just knocks it down to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing really well. That car was way more noticeable this year.
Yeah.
Big jump for
Oh, yeah.
them.
Yeah. Great. They're a great combo. And
It is, yeah.
I think that if they can just get where they're not so hot and cold,
Yeah.
the 30ths need to be 15ths.
I think it's cool that him and Preece have come from like the Stewart-Haas deal and got into new cars and actually elevated, you know what I mean, kept rising. It's good to see that.
Yep. Ty Gibbs still seems to be struggling, underperforming a little bit. But there were some moments in the back half of the year where you're starting to see like, oh, there it is. It's had some real good speed at some places. And I think Ty Gibbs as a person, as a man, as a driver, is just going to get better and better and better. So
You wonder how much Gapehart helping out that too.
to me, he's still to me, there's tons of potential still there.
You can
for Ty,
see it.
for Ty. Yeah. Carson Hocevar, midway through the season, almost looking like he's going to win us a race. Charlotte, Nashville, remember?
Oh, yeah. He was the top. He's going to win soon. He's going to win soon.
Yeah. And then he started having a lot of problems. Don't y'all think that you saw that 77 car was backwards and all kinds of issues? And
yeah. A lot of stuff to me was self-inflicted with him, but still a problem.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of catching up with him. Risks that he was taking were biting him then.
Yeah. Once Carson figures out and I think with this, the shift in the playoffs and how we crown our champion going forward is actually really going to be good for a lot of these guys, because Hocevar could, he's in a car that if they win a race, they're going to get in the championship playoffs, right? If they don't win a race, they're probably not going to point their way in, right?
Yeah.
So he can race like a maniac, right? And, if he ends up backwards and crashed out at the end of the day, hey, we'll go back and try to win next week, because winning is the only way we're getting into playoffs, and that's really all we're worried about. With the new format, he's going to have to make sure that those days when he wants to crash out, he's going to have to get it 15th, 20th. You got to get a result. You got to put together a result. And so maybe we see a lot of these guys, maybe the format changes the attitude and how guys are racing and how they'll start putting together better races, I think. You're going to have to.
You're going to have to, for sure.
Yeah.
You got to be consistent.
Yeah. And so, that's a mentality that I'm all about for change.
And you hope that this next year you see that step forward. If not, it's like, where's the disconnect?
I don't like the attitude of it doesn't matter if I wrecked, because I'm going to get, go win next week and I'll be in the playoffs. I didn't, we talked about that on here a lot. And so hopefully if that goes away and winning the championship is going to be a process of many, many weeks, right? Then the way we see a lot of these guys compete is going to change.
Yeah, they're going to be some guys that drop out. It's going to drop some guys pretty quickly if they're not smart.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're going to have to be that kind of driver that your team can depend on. Look, man, we suck today. Just get home 15th, please. Don't back it into the wall or end up backwards or get in an argument back there with somebody in 25th and ruin your day. Hey, everybody, you want the latest Dale Jr. download apparel? Visit shop.dirtymomedia.com. We're always adding new stuff all the time, especially like when we say something silly on this show. We'll put it on a t-shirt. Again, check it out at shop.dirtymomedia.com. Hey, everybody, it's Dale Jr. and TJ Majors for the Dale Jr. Download, and it's a Ask Jr. segment for the show today. Presented by Xfinity. They have dependable internet, TJ.
You're going off script.
I am. Yeah. Because I can do that. You know why? I'm a customer. right? If I didn't use this stuff, I'd probably have to read this script. But I'm a customer. I have Xfinity internet, and ever since I've had it, I've never had one single issue. And I've had the only problem that I ever had, somebody backed into the telephone pole and cut the line. I walked out there and fixed it. But
The pole?
the line. So they backed into the telephone pole because there's a parking space right next to it, and they pinched the line. And I walked out there and fixed it because I can do that kind of.
So you can perform under pressure,
Yeah.
like Xfinity.
Did you get done fast?
Yeah.
He needs his internet.
And I moved the line around to the backside of the pole, so
There
they're
it
back into that pole all they want now. But my Xfinity internet is kick-ass, and it works great. One time, I got an email where they said they were going to bump the speed up without any charge. And so, that's happening out there. One price locked in for 5 years. So your price is locked for 5 years. Speeds are going to increase. More than likely, you're going to get a bump in speed a couple times over that course, but they're not going to charge you more. There's no contract, so if you want to quit, if you're just going off the grid completely, or you're moving or whatever, no slowdowns, none of that nonsense. So I'm honest, man. I mean, I've got about 50-some devices connected to this thing between baby monitors.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and thermostats on the wall.
Everything.
I mean, everything connects to your
Yeah.
Wi-Fi. Everything does.
The microwave gets on Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Does it?
No,
Damn,
probably not
I
yet.
don't
They
have
probably do, but
Yeah.
we don't need that.
Yeah. Do you feel like me, like if it'll connect to the Wi-Fi, that you need to make it connect to the Wi-Fi? Even like thermostats. Like I'm not controlling my thermostats from the phone. I've got the app. I can turn it on and change it right now. But I'm usually just going to go over to the wall and do it.
But you don't check like when you're away, just make sure like.
Yeah, I use I use the app on my phone.
Yeah.
I use the app on my phone to change the thermostat.
Like, what if you're laying in bed and you're just like, you know what? You're going to get up?
Getting up. Yeah. I'm old school.
There are things like washer and dryers that I've seen that can connect now, and I don't.
But if
see
it connects to the Wi-Fi and I own it, and I'm using, I've got to connect it
Well, why connect it if you're not going to use it?
because I like technology.
That's like one of the selling points. If it says it has Wi-Fi connectivity, you're like, I need that.
Yeah. Oh, it connects to Wi-Fi. Great.
Yeah. All the smokers nowadays, wow, connect. You look
Yeah.
at your
Oh, the meat smoker.
yeah.
I cooked a brisket yesterday.
Did you connect it to Wi-Fi?
No,
Oh,
I cooked it. It's good.
This is actually perfect. 'Cause one of the questions is propane, charcoal, or pellet.
Pellet.
yeah.
Pellet. But it don't matter. I mean, I cook in the oven. I don't care. Sometimes you don't want to do the work. Sometimes you just want to,
Yeah.
put it in the oven and set it on 275 for 8 hours and let it go.
A pellet smoker is no more work than a propane.
But I don't like propane or charcoal.
Yeah. Charcoal's good, but it's time. It takes time to do it.
I'm only going to do charcoal when I'm hunting. We go hunting and we have a old charcoal grill,
Mm-hmm.
and we drag that damn thing out in the middle of the driveway and light it and
Takes a little bit.
get some cheap old crappy steaks, and
Is it the grill that has like two wheels and it's like
it's rough. It's rough, but
Probably.
you're dragging it across the ground, and the coals, all the burnt coals are
Come out.
coming out of the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you can close that up on the bottom.
who cares?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's just a lot of work to do
Yeah.
charcoal. Pellet smokers are easy.
Pellets are great because it's set it and forget it. You don't have to. When we first got it, when the first smoker we got, we had to control it as a wood smoker, and we had to sit there and manage the temperature and up and down, hot and cold, and which I mean that's the most realistic. That's the most real, pure way to smoke
Brisket and stuff.
barbecue and stuff.
Yeah.
But dang,
It's easy because there's no flame hitting it
Yeah.
and doesn't burn it.
I want to sit down, listen to some music, drink some beer, not
Yeah.
worry about the temperature
Not
going
work it.
wacko.
Yeah.
And not pay that much attention to it. So the pellet stuff's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I love the technology with that.
how'd the brisket turn out?
Good enough. Nicole ate some. I wasn't trying to make a kick-ass brisket. I was just trying to make one.
Just feed the
Hadn't
family.
made one in a while. I'm probably gonna share with the neighborhood. Nicole ate some. She loved it. Amy tried it. Isla tried it. I ate a little bit. It's good. I'll eat some today, probably.
Should have brought some in for us.
I should have. Yeah.
The hell?
I didn't.
I forget his name, but someone said, have you ever tried to smoke? Here it is, Tim. Have you ever smoked cheese?
Yeah, no,
No.
not interested.
I've never done it myself, but I bought some, and it is pretty good.
Yeah.
How do you smoke cheese without it melting?
Tim, respond, please.
I mean, doesn't it seem like it would melt?
Yeah, I don't know. I like doing one of my favorite things that I made on my smoker was wings. And so you get a charcoal grill and you sear them. And then you put them in the smoker. And then you would take some Frank's Red Hot wing sauce, a little tiny bit of ghost pepper, and toss them. Now, they're hotter than but I like them that way.
Open up the nostrils.
That ghost pepper's tough. We used to have, so this is what we used to do when we was raising hell. So back when, I remember Regan being around there a lot, but let's say like when Regan was driving our Xfinity car, we used to hang out all the time, like on Sundays or during the week on a Monday or a Tuesday. We'd have pool parties at the house and everybody'd come over, friends and everybody, and TJ.
Mm-hmm.
And around midnight, we'd get a toothpick and the ghost pepper and see who was willing to do some ghost pepper. And there was always one person. You always had to have one person that would do it. And they'd be like, I can do it. I can do it. Man. Shoo.
You instantly regret it.
Oh.
Would you try that chip? What's that thing
The
called?
hot chip
I've
challenge?
never tried that.
I would do that.
I would too.
You would try it?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody send us some.
Yeah.
Next episode.
I will do it if you'll do it. I don't mind.
I don't like it. There's no
hot.
way.
I like stuff that's hot.
I like buffalo hot, but not
I like hot, peppery. Yeah.
So you would try one too?
I would do it. Yeah. I'm
Gosh,
not saying that I might not handle it
Ghost
well, but I would
peppers-
try it.
The ghost peppers.
The difference is with those ghost peppers, it's gonna get you the chips. It's like
I remember watching Shaq try one, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I can do it, no problem." He put it in there. He starts like 5 seconds later, he starts coughing real bad, and
yeah. I
not
mean,
go well.
I might do that, but I'm saying I would try it.
Yeah.
The ghost
all right.
peppers, I don't know.
All right.
Tim says super low temps, long run time. I'm telling you, fix that up with some mustard and crackers, and you got it.
Damn. All right. Yeah, buddy. I'm ready for Thanksgiving. I'm Christmas shopping. Y'all started Christmas shopping?
No,
I did.
I'm gonna assume you're just an online Christmas shopper.
I am. Yeah. As opposed to like physically going
Going
into
in the
it.
stores.
Yeah, if I can get it online, it's way more convenient. Yeah.
What about you, TJ? You start Christmas shopping?
no, it's too early.
You don't start getting stocking stuffers now?
No,
Yeah, I did.
no.
I did.
Is that what you got?
Yes.
Can you say what you got?
Why would I want to spoil it?
Well, I didn't know if it's for like the girls. You can say it like they're not gonna.
You can't use this in a clip.
Okay,
Okay.
Dalton, you hear that?
Yeah.
It's now not my problem.
So, all right. So I get Amy real gifts, like things that she actually does want. But I also
Glad you confirmed real gifts.
I also get her things that she does not want. And that's the fun part
That
about
is
the
the fun
stocking.
part. Yeah.
And so I saw on the internet yesterday,
Oh my gosh.
they got these little pins. So if you got a chip in the baseboard, a little paint chip, right, or on the door jamb,
Mhm.
they got these pins, and you put
Color 'em.
you put the paint, the house paint in it,
Yeah.
in the pin, and you can use it as a touch up. So I bought her some of those.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I actually have some. I could have gave them to you because I didn't use them. I bought them
Did you?
already. Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
look
put those-
good.
Yeah, I'm gonna put those. So I'll see.
You're trying to get her to fix the house?
Good
No.
God.
Dudes, listen.
I know, just messing with
I'm
you.
making
I've
it-
already got them.
I'm entertaining you guys. Don't don't poo poo on this. This is exactly what it is.
She's gonna love them.
Yeah, she's gonna. So she ain't gonna love them. She's
No.
gonna go, what the hell is this in my stocking for? But if you go on Instagram and you get get into those reels where it's
No.
those, those influencers are like, oh man, check out this paint pen. I fixed the house with this, I fixed the house with that, or I got this new contraption, this new thing, this new invention. And so if it's small and like, another one I got was they've got these dice where it's like, what do you want to eat? And it's like Chinese, pizza, and so you can roll the dice and say, all right, guys, that's where we're going to, we're going to this restaurant tonight as a family. And then they have the same dice for date night. We're going to go to bed early. You're going to lay around, watch TV. We're going to go out and do this. We're going to do, so I got her a couple of dice. She won't use them. She probably won't.
No.
They'll probably just be a little giggle once she pulls them out of the stocking, and then they'll disappear.
You're gonna find them in 6 months and do it once.
You're gonna end up. She's gonna be like, "What do you want for dinner?" You're gonna come out. You're gonna end up finding the
I'm
dice.
like, where's the dice?
Yeah, where's the dice? What's the worst thing you've ever got for a stocking?
Oh well, in my life.
Yeah, like in the last 5 years or so.
Well, I was gonna say Dad and Teresa were terrible at Christmas. Terrible, like terrible. So, we never got. You always wanted like garbage ass toys or
just knickknacks.
I would get like a new bedroom suit or a leaf.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I got a leaf blower once because I had a chore to sweep the garage every day, and they're like, "Look, your chore got easier." They went to Japan. They went to Japan to race in Japan the first year. I guess it was '96 or so. And Kelly and I got all kinds of stuff in our stockings from Japan, like chopsticks. We literally had chopsticks in our stocking. And that was like they went to the gift shop at the hotel and got everything for the stocking. And
not really good stocking stuff for you.
I don't know. I don't want to complain. It was just underwhelming.
What do you want?
My mom, on the other hand, was overboard.
Yeah.
Like what is underwhelming as Dad's Christmas were, Mom's were
made up for it.
Opposite, way too much. You would feel terrible because you knew the salary that she had. She was a secretary and receptionist at an auto repair shop in Norfolk, Virginia, and she had to spend a month's worth of paycheck on our Christmas. It was crazy. I'd go to Norfolk. I'd see her, we're going to see her and drive home. She'd get basketball goals in her house, all put together. I'm like, Mom, what are we doing? Just so much stuff.
But it was the right stuff, too.
It was all the right stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Couldn't wait for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes it
Mom's
awesome.
Christmases were the best.
I always say when I get like socks in the stocking, but now like as I'm an adult, I'm like, I could use some more socks.
And when I would go to Mom's, you go to Mom's, she'd have all the bad or good cereal, like Fruity Pebbles,
the good
Lucky
stuff.
Charms. You go into the kitchen, you get the biggest damn bowl you could find. You'd pour yourself a half a box of damn Lucky Charms and milk, and you'd go and sit down in front of the TV watching MTV and eat that damn bowl of cereal. And she'd never say a word. She'd come over and get the bowl when it was empty. You go to my dad's house. You're gonna have Popeyes, which was in a bag. It was cereal in a bag. It was like, you remember the
I hated you go to the friend's house that have that.
Oh, it didn't have any sugar, zero.
Terrible.
No color.
You'd have to put 2 packs of Equal in there because that's all you had was Equal.
Jeez.
And what
He cussed again.
What was the milk that tasted like it was bad?
I think that was just milk that went bad.
No. It wasn't 2%. Skim.
Yeah.
So we had skim milk.
No
Dude.
sugar cereal, yuck.
Yeah, and no. You got a big bowl out. You got your ass chewed. You weren't supposed to get the big bowls out, but you weren't doing that anyways because you weren't gonna eat cereal with skim milk.
No way.
It was awful. The differences between the two experiences were dramatic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyhow, my Christmases here in the past 5 years have been just fantastic. You know, I don't know how you guys feel. Travis, you're not married. TJ, you are. I'm at the point where I just wish we would agree to not do anything and just buy the kids Christmas and not get
Kids make it. Kids are
like, I don't need anything, and
Yeah.
I'll get Amy something if she really wants that experience. She loves the tradition, I guess, of having a gift on Christmas. She's not very particular or demanding about it, but it'd be all right with me if we didn't do any Christmas. But I don't know.
The kids are by far
Yes,
the best thing that you
but
get to do.
what about you and Tamla? Do y'all do a Christmas gift, or
A little bit, yeah.
do y'all ever talk about like shutting that down and just saying,
Nah,
hey, man,
not really.
no? How do
No.
y'all decide what you're going to get?
Just gonna wing it.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty bad at it,
Huh.
so it's not one of my strengths.
You just wing it.
Yeah.
You don't call her friends?
No,
Hey.
not really. I mean, Amy sends me some
Yeah,
stuff
does she?
once in a while, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
these are cool. You should check these out." I mean,
Mhm.
there was years where, I mean, me and you used to go Christmas shopping on New Year's or Christmas Eve.
Mhm.
Don't you remember that?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I
that's
still
when we would go.
I still like do this. I'll do some stocking stuffers now, and then I'll do it right up at the
Mhm.
last minute. Just go to the drugstore and get a bunch of junk.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten. I don't know what I'm gonna get Amy for Christmas this year, and like to try to-
cereal.
I like to try to get one item. That's something she really, really loves, and that's pretty much it. And I've told her what I wanted, and she's gonna get it. I'm gonna order it. I went hunting, and while I have what I need to go hunting, it's pheasant hunting in South Dakota.
Hmm.
And I don't really have exactly what I need for pheasant hunting, so I'm gonna get that taken care of.
More fun than deer hunting.
Deer hunting with a bow in Ohio is by far fun, the funnest hunting that I do.
Don't you pheasant hunt like as a group?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
See, that's why it would be more fun for me.
It is.
Yeah, group.
Pheasant hunting is a blast. You know, you get to these fields, there'll be corn or whatever you're walking through, and it's pretty wide, and you'll get about 5 to 10 feet away from each other, and you'll just walk in a parallel line all the way down through this field, and there'll be some dogs there working.
Then they just take off
Yeah,
and you
the
shoot.
bird hops up in there. You decide whether you
Like-
want to shoot at it or not.
It's like duck hunt.
Yeah, you kind of do. You shoot at some you don't shoot at.
Did we do that out there on your land?
I was using a shotgun that I had won in the 2002 Bud Shootout. So when you won the Bud Shootout back in the early 2000s, you got a Remington shotgun, 1187. I won 2 shootouts, so I got 2 of those, and they're engraved. And that's that's the gun that I had that would be the best for the upland birds or pheasant hunting or whatever. But there's better options, and the people that I went hunting with had the better options. And so I was like, I've been on this hunt 2 years in a row. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna invest. I'm gonna ask Amy to
Shotgun.
get me a different.
But pretty cool to use something you won.
I know.
Dude, they used to give away for pole awards. You used to get all sorts of stuff back.
Lawnmowers.
Lawnmowers.
Yeah.
Like there was the pole award was a big deal.
You'd win. I know I've said this before, but if you won the last race of the year at Atlanta used to be the last race of the year in the 90s.
Yeah.
You got a boat, a nice ski nautique, like a really badass boat. Today it would be super cool. A ski nautique. It's that kind of it's like a ski boat with the motor in the middle.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like a 454 big block or a 350 Chevrolet.
Big motor.
Yes, it's a big motor. And Dad has like 7 of those because he won Atlanta 9 times.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he won Atlanta 9 times, I think, and he has like 7 ski nautiques, and 6 of them never seen the water.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Homestead used to give away a boat for the champion, didn't
Yeah,
it?
they did.
Yeah.
Wasn't a fishing boat though.
We gotta
Yeah, it
start
was a
doing
Tracker
that.
or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pole awards used to be cool.
Tim Richmond won the pole at Charlotte Motor Speedway in like 83, and they gave him a car. But the car, he was mad because the car had been driven around town by a track representative for a few weeks, and there were cigarette burns in the door
Oh,
and the upholstery.
That's fair.
He was upset about that.
he was mad.
He was like, "What the hell? You give me this car? Somebody's been driving it for a couple weeks." So one of the PR people or somebody from the track had been out there, riding around having fun.
Did you get the pull at Texas one time with Tony Jr.? You gave him a gun and he had to pay the tax. They sent him a bill for the taxes on it.
Yeah, probably.
I think you did. They gave you like some sort of
Shotgun or something.
yeah. It was
Imagine you win the pull at Daytona, you get like a jet ski. Be a cool little prize.
Mhm.
just. I mean, they used to be really creative with it, and
I would like a jet ski. Like
Yeah.
if I were to win a race or a pole now and I got a jet ski, I'd
Be
be like,
pretty cool.
because sometimes it would be it'd be a thing you wouldn't want. Like there were lawnmowers, riding lawnmower. You're like, I don't know if I don't really.
No, use that.
it's still cool though.
Oh, Truex. Did you remember this? Truex won. Oh, this will be hilarious. Truex won a riding lawnmower for a pole or a something in an Xfinity race back when he was racing for Chance 2, I believe. Yes. Truex was a Chance 2. He won a race or a pole or something, but they delivered a lawnmower to our property, and we covered it in paintball. We shot it like 300 times with paintball guns, and he was not happy with us when he come home.
I think you might have won some lawnmowers at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just so much random stuff like that, but yeah, there was some cool stuff that you used to get.
Yeah.
I do remember the lawnmower because Martin didn't mow lawn.
No, we didn't think he'd care, man, but he was upset when we
That's weird. Martin
come
doesn't-
home and all
yeah,
that
he
purple,
wouldn't get upset either.
purple paintball all over it.
He's probably gonna give it to somebody. Now it's.
Washes right off. It's not a big
I know.
deal.
Still.
Yeah.
I love paintballing. He's still.
Paintball's fun.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
How many years did you do it? Like
We
you
had,
guys had a
we
group.
had a pretty strong run there for a while doing some paintballing.
Yeah. Went out and that was the night vision goggle story is where
Mhm.
we were playing paintball at night.
Yeah.
We took night vision goggles down there where the Western town is now.
Mhm.
That field that used to be there.
Mhm.
That's the first place we played out there, I think.
We used to, we had golf carts, just traditional crappy golf carts, not gas powered, battery powered. They were quiet. We had 2 sets of very good night vision goggles. And we used to ride around on the golf carts in the trails of the woods and hide from each other. You weren't allowed to use a flashlight or any kind of light. You had to hunt each other down with night vision only. And it was pitch black. It's like 2 a.m.
Bunch of wannabe Navy
Dude,
SEAL.
It's fun as hell.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was so fun.
Some of the ideas that,
Random stuff.
yeah.
This is what happens when there's no racing. This
It's
is that we're gonna. This is that we talk about.
We sat at the back of Big Red at the top of the hill where Biffle landed that helicopter.
Yeah.
And we before the shop where the late model shop is, we sat there with the distress calls. Remember,
Yes,
we were trying to call
get these
animals out.
coyotes.
We didn't
So,
see anything.
I
There was
went.
a ton of us.
We went around the property and shot about 6 squirrels, and we threw them at the bottom of this tree, and then we put out a distress call, and we sat there all night waiting for the coyote to come out there, and he never did.
Never did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good thing.
he was gonna get lit up.
He was gonna have a bad day.
Yeah,
We might not even hit him.
we would have got him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to another question here. What is the proper time for a Thanksgiving dinner?
That's tough because
it
a lot
is.
of people have to go to multiple in the same day. You know, if you're got a girlfriend or a wife and y'all's families live close, you got to do one in the lunch and one in the evening. So you got to kind of split it up. But I would say that my favorite time would be late afternoon. Everybody show up around 4. Got games, you're in the middle of football games. You're gonna watch the second game, hang out. You know, you get a couple people in your family that like to have a few drinks. You know, they get a little sauced up,
A little loose.
a little fun, a little sit around the kitchen table, Mama's house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think early afternoon is a good time because then by the time the late games are on, you have a little leftovers and there's still football on.
Mm-hmm.
See, I went a little earlier though because like I don't want to like have to eat lunch.
Yeah,
So if
you're hungry. You want to wait until that time.
So like if I can get like a 1:32, I can have a late breakfast. Then that meal can hold me over for most of the day, and then like around 6, get a little leftovers.
Well, okay.
That's me.
I think a 1 o'clock's probably pretty standard a lot of times, for at least for the first gathering. If
Yeah.
you have multiple.
Do you like to host or just show up?
I don't like to host.
And I wouldn't either.
Jesus.
You got to clean and
God, man.
Hosting is not the
though
way to go.
We do host quite a bit.
You guarantee though that the TV is going to have what you want on. The drinks are there.
Yeah. So my family, we will gather. The Earnhardts will get together, and so we'll do something probably at a neutral location. But Amy and I don't do anything. I mean, we're going to cook and we're going to have the turkey and our kids are going to have a traditional Thanksgiving, but it's just us.
Yeah.
And Tim and Tara Duggan often come and hang out with us because they too don't have like a traditional family gathering where they got to be where they got to be. So they're great friends of ours. So we'll get together and cook a turkey and make sure our girls have a good experience. But it's funny, man, because like most of my life, especially when I was young in my teenage years, there was a big gathering, a big Earnhardt gathering. That's calmed down a little bit. We still do it, and we definitely get together around Christmas. But
I felt like you did that even when I first moved down here in like late 2001, 2002. I remember, I think I went with you.
Kelly and LW and all them, they go to Pennsylvania. Right? So we don't, it's quieter than it used to be.
It's kind of nice when you have a slower holiday.
I'm all right with it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was good. I didn't go home, it was fun to go.
Me and Tim going, slip off to the bar and drink some beer and have fun. And
just watch TV.
Yeah,
football.
watch TV.
One thing I can't get behind is these people that run 5Ks on
No,
Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that.
No.
That's just,
they're
Whatever. Hey, if they like it, do it.
I can't support it. Smoke, deep fried, or roast your turkey. What's your preference to have to eat?
I cook in the oven.
Is that roasting?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Deep fried turkey is really
Cover it
good.
in Hellman's. I ain't just saying that, y'all. I know that Hellman's has been a partner of ours for a long time, but they somebody told us to put Hellman's mayonnaise on the turkey.
Last year we talked about
We
it.
did it,
Yeah.
and my girls loved it. Isla loved it, and so that's probably what we're going to end up doing again this year.
It does work good.
Yeah.
All right, so one last question. With you got football games on Thanksgiving. What's your opinion on adults wearing jerseys?
I'm good with it.
Yeah, if you want, wear it.
What?
There's a big group that think that if you're an adult, you shouldn't be wearing a football jersey.
It's crazy.
Why?
They say, how dare you wear like someone else's name on you?
What?
Yeah,
You're just
This is
supporting
not-
your team.
What nonsense is this?
this is a big thing.
Really?
Yes.
This sounds silly. I'm wearing a jersey. I went to the Pittsburgh game last year for Washington, and I wore my Riggins jersey in the owner's suite, sitting with, all the
The owners.
biggest, richest people in the building. And I'm like, in my mind, I was thinking I probably should wear a sports coat. And then I thought to myself, man, I go to one game a year. I'm going to wear what the hell I want to wear. I'm going to put on a damn hoodie, and I'm going to put my Riggins jersey on,
Be a fan.
and I'm going to crank up that diesel.
I support it.
Look, I think I'm sure you do. You seem like the kind of person that has common sense. Like, what are we talking about?
At times.
What are we talking about?
I've never seen this before.
never-
But who gets mad at somebody wearing a jersey?
I'm serious. That part, whatever corner of the internet where that's happening, they need to just
Oh my
shut
gosh.
the damn lights off. Pull the power.
Did you look at this? Look at the stadium. Even when the Commanders played overseas,
Look at
there's
yeah.
tons of people in jerseys.
Oh yeah, over in Spain.
Yes.
Every other person's wearing a jersey.
Like this is not a crazy thing. Like there's
Oh, it's crazy. No grown men should not wear jerseys.
it's on Barstool's website. Like this is a common thing that people debate. I'm all for it. Wear a jersey. Have
I think
fun.
maybe they're just having a fun. Are they debating for the sake of debating?
No, it's like
So if you're going to a game, well, what do you wear?
At what age should you stop? This is a question.
Am I-
At what age should you stop wearing sports jerseys?
Never.
I
I say be a fan.
I know. I mean, I'm surprised that that's even a conversation. Is anybody in the chat feeling like they, shouldn't wear jerseys at a certain age?
Larry says he doesn't, but doesn't have a problem with it.
I'm not going to throw a jersey on a regular day, like a Wednesday. I'm not just going to jersey.
That's
up.
so funny. You go to Target on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a jersey.
Yeah. But if you're
Like when we're at home, man, my girls might put a jersey on. I might have a jersey. I might wear a hoodie. I don't know. But, I mean, I've never even thought, I shouldn't wear a jersey.
if we were getting to go to watch football and I walked in, I would not even think twice if you had a jersey on.
I know.
Like, wouldn't even.
Yeah.
I'd almost
wouldn't.
expect it.
I know. If I went to your house and we were all there for the Super Bowl or something and people had jerseys
And
on,
your team was
I
playing
wouldn't
as well.
go, jersey, that's weird.
Yeah. It's football. You're there for that.
I know.
But you can't wear a jersey to an event where your team's not playing.
I'd almost look at the person wearing the jersey and go, no, that's a real fan.
Yeah.
I'd almost have more confidence or trust in that person,
Oh, yeah.
right? I'm looking at them going, all right,
they know what's up.
They're into this
Mm-hmm.
But I hate that, like, if I go to an Ohio State Purdue game and there's a Michigan fan wearing a Michigan jersey or Michigan State or
I guess
Indiana,
there may be.
that's weird.
I guess there may be an age, like, 65, 70 or so. You get up there, maybe jerseys are a little bit too.
So now you're an ageist?
What does that mean?
Why can't a
Fuck is
65-year-old
that?
wear a
That's
jersey?
like the first time I've ever heard that word.
Why can't a 65-year-old wear a jersey?
I'm getting so old. I'm hearing new terms all the time now. My kids are saying I'm like, what? So I'm just saying, like, if I saw an 80-year-old man wearing a jersey, I might go, that's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, maybe.
I can kind of see this argument. But I mean, to TJ's point, they went and played in Madrid this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody there, every other person had a jersey. What would it have looked like if all of the adults at the stadium, none were wearing jerseys?
Well, you could still have a T-shirt on of your team.
What would it have looked like if you went to Madrid
Weird.
and the entire stadium, adult people weren't wearing jerseys at all? Yeah. At all.
I mean, it would look weird.
It would.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I almost wore a Josh Allen jersey to a Lions game one time.
you can't do that.
Why?
They're not playing. You'd look like
It
an
don't
idiot.
matter. I'm supporting my team. I'm supporting the sport in general.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've got an issue with that.
Like I would, yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
I did wear a hat.
No.
I wore a Bills hat to the game and got called out a few times by it. But everyone was like,
what you're asking for.
but no, they were actually very friendly. They were like, oh, yeah, they actually like the Bills. Like they were actually, I mean,
Fine. Yeah.
it was actually pretty good.
I'm on your side here.
At least the Bills won this weekend.
I want to ask.
They tried to lose.
What's the next question?
Well, that was it.
Ah, come on.
We've been going for 42 minutes.
What else we got to do? It's the off season.
Well,
There's no racing.
What topic do you want to get into?
How's everybody doing?
Like what do you mean? How's everybody?
How's
the
everybody
chat,
in the chat
or?
doing? Yeah. How's everybody doing without no racing?
See, I think a lot of our fans don't want racing.
Do
I
they?
know.
They want racing.
I don't know. Fans, do you want racing? Or
Of
do you
course
need
they
a
want
break?
racing.
Yeah. See, they want racing.
I know. How are they doing without racing?
They miss it.
I bet.
They do. Yeah.
Do y'all know that this weekend the South Carolina 400 is going off?
Mm.
We got a couple of cars. Junior Motorsports has a couple of. We have one car in it. That'll be a good race to watch.
Went to Hickory.
Oh yeah, we did. So I'll talk about that in a second. South Carolina 400. Florence Motor Speedway, Flow Racing. I'll be tuning in. I'm not racing in it this year. The week after that, the Thanksgiving Classic at Southern National. And Lee Pulliam's driving for Junior Motorsports. Lee's one of the most decorated late model stock racers next to Josh Berry. And going to be awesome to have Lee behind the wheel of our car. We've always raced against Lee, but some mutual respect there and something fun to do.
He's been a fixture for a long time.
Yeah. So we just threw this idea together. You know, it goes back to what I was saying earlier in the show. We race. Why are y'all doing this? Because we race.
Why not?
Why not?
I think some people were talking about Cletus had a big race this past
Cletus
weekend.
had a big race. The Mullets. Him and Hosar won. Greg Biffle finished second. And we did go to Hickory. Hickory had the fall brawl. Wyatt was running in the limited portion of the event, a 100-lap race. Wyatt was running second.
Qualified on the pole.
Yeah, qualified good. Running second in the race and destroyed the leader. They had a restart and things just got a little wild, but he ended up going down there and wrecking the leader. They both went to the back, and we had a little bit too much damage, got in some more crashes. Ended up having a pretty rough night. Oh, he wrecked himself down in turn 3 and 4. That's right. He got loose into the corner and knocked the rear clip off of it. But I will say this. Wyatt Miller, the kid, was in the shop Monday helping the guys tear that car apart. And I love that. And he was begging his mom and dad to skip school that particular day so he could continue to work on the car. He got in there and got in a groove and was really liking it. So we'll prioritize the school, don't worry. But I love the attitude of, hey, you know, I want to get in there and fix it. I want to tear this thing apart. And I texted him, I said, hey, man, how's it coming? He's like, we got the rear end out. We're going to get it checked. We got to put a rear clip on the car. We got this, we got that. He's a kid. He's like 12 or so. He's figuring it out. So good for him. I don't mind him crashing, tearing up things. I hate that he wrecked the leader. They weren't happy about it, but they should have been unhappy.
They ended up winning the race.
They did go up. So
that made it better.
Yeah. And, but if you're going to wreck it, you're going to fix it. And he did. He got in there and got right after it. So we're making sure that while he's having fun racing, he's also learning how the cars work. And
Boo Boo's car. I'm not fighting Boo Boo.
No, Boo Boo. Boo Boo Dalton was the guy that owned the car that we wrecked, and he's been around this deal a long time. Great racer.
Yep. Good dude.
Good dude. And they were upset, but they ended up winning the race, which they should have.
Yeah, makes it feel better.
Yeah.
The fans are missing racing. Poor Dewey said he tore his Achilles playing pickleball, so he's not doing well.
Oh, pickleball, that'll get you.
You know, if you're going to tear your Achilles,
do it playing pickleball.
Don't do it playing pickleball.
That's the number one thing you're going to injure playing pickleball is an Achilles.
I ain't doing it then. If I'm going to tear my Achilles, I want it to be a better story than that.
Yeah, you can't. You got to lie.
I mean?
Yeah.
Have you played pickleball?
No.
That's better than tennis.
Sure. Tennis is pretty bad, though. Tennis is way down at the bottom of the list. So, I mean, it's just better than tennis. It's not.
The pickleball is actually
Pickleball's
not
fun.
It is not. It's not bad. It's actually kind of fun.
Not interested.
But if you're tearing ACLs, I'm out.
That's why I'm careful about going for balls running up, because you don't want to. If you step and go boom, you blow one, you're done for.
I mean, Mike Davis did in the basketball league that one time.
Yeah, blew his knee out.
Blew his ACL, right?
I feel like everybody blew their knee out in that league, though, right?
No.
Oh, that's another thing. The court for the original DMBL has been torn up and is gone forever.
No more hardwood there?
No more hardwood. Got rid of it. It's been in the way because I've been trying to move some cars around and
it is right in the way right
it's
there.
in the way. Gone forever. DMBL. Rest in peace.
Katie says her husband tore his Achilles playing dodgeball in a work event.
Damn.
But if you get workman's comp, at
tearing
least,
an Achilles just sounds
it does.
Like it just sounds so bad.
It does.
I mean, of course, any injury is bad, but yikes. All right.
That's it.
That's it. Appreciate everybody tuning in today. This has been a lot of fun. Again, the ugly sweaters for you guys are at shop.dirtymomedia.com. The ugly as COT sweater is my favorite. Sorry for the language, but it's what the shirt says. And
The shirt actually doesn't say that.
shirt does say that. Hope everybody's having a great time in this off season. I hope that you're going to be able to celebrate the holidays with your family. If not, have one on us, or we'll be thinking about you, or we'll see you at the racetrack.
And reminder to the fans, Bless Your Heart will be back later this week.
Bless your heart. Yeah, we're going to still podcast this off season. We're not done podcasting, but I want to thank Xfinity Wi-Fi for all that they've done to support our podcast. Fast, dependable internet, one locked-in price for 5 years, no contracts, no slowdowns, no nonsense. That's Xfinity, and we'll see you. All right, it's time for the white flag. Our off-season schedule is going to be a little bit different. We'll still be posting all kinds of content. One thing you're going to be seeing is old interviews that we'll be posting in their entirety for the first time on YouTube. Last week, we posted my conversation with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mike Helton. People are loving being able to see the whole thing on YouTube. Tomorrow, we'll be posting my interview with Rusty Wallace. Amy and I will be back in the studio on Thursday for another episode of Bless Your Heart. Herman Schrader will have a new episode on Wednesday. And if you haven't already, go to Actions Detrimental. It dropped Friday. Denny discusses what it was like coming up just a little short in Phoenix. His thoughts as well on the next 2026 season. Also, make sure you head over to the Dirty Mo Media's online store. All kinds of stuff for sale right now, so check that out. Shop.dirtymomedia.com. As we said at the top of the show, our holiday merch goes on sale on Tuesday. Have fun. We'll see you soon.